We are live. My God, I got a lot of energy. I hope I can keep it until the Archcast, because I hear that short fat otaku is going to be there again. He is consuming a lot out of me. I'm going to say this. Is that like in a negative way or anything? It's just that every time he says something, it's usually controversial, communist oriented. So I gotta step in, but it's tiresome. He's like a energy vampire. Anyway, right, so, Baldur's Gate, yeah, the editor. You know, a lot of people are telling me that I'm exaggerating and that it's actually easy to create a good-looking female character. Press X to doubt, but I'll tell you this, it's a lot easier to create a good-looking male character, that's for sure. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, the people are saying, well, the mods, it's not even that, like, I don't mind, right? Because, like, at the end of the day, I can just play with the generic dude. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is that why are they doing this? Like, there's literally no financial reason for them to do an editor that they know the overwhelming amount of people are not going to enjoy it. And, like, who cares about having a cock in a game where you can't even see it? Anyway, whatever. What, the Just Sub guy made another video? I don't want to, dude, like, I don't want to respond to him. I noticed that he lost subs. Like, I don't want to do this to you. Unironically, no, like, I don't like this way of climbing through the corpses of other content creators to be on the top way of doing YouTube. I genuinely don't. So, hopefully, like, I mean, if he makes a video, I'll make just one last one and that's it. But, like, hopefully he's not going to do that. Because, like, his own subscribers don't like it. That's the thing, you know? Like, make the content that your subscribers like. I mean, that's the rule of thumb. Why are you making videos? You're making it for your subscribers, right? Like, you want to entertain people. Like, if you're not entertaining people, then why are you on social media? Just, you know, you can talk to yourself in your room. I mean, it is what it is. Hello, Synergy. Or Singeri. Singeri, yes. Did you see Baldur's Gate 3 has 500,000 players right now, despite the cringe stuff? You also don't have to pay to play it. Wink, wink. I don't encourage people to do that, but basically, I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm not saying that the game won't sell. What I am saying is that I do not understand the reasoning behind the character editor, and I'm pretty sure like the game would have been better and sold more if they advertised using waifus. I mean, Neverwinter Nights advertised using waifus. Holy shit, the chica from Neverwinter Nights too. Hold on, let me see if I can find the trailer. So, Neverwinter Nights poster. This used to be, okay, look at this, right? This is how video games used to actually sell. So, there's nothing wrong with her. I mean, I think this is Lady Arabeth. But like, look how great it is, right? Like, you're showing me this lady, and this is Western art, like it's before anime. This is you know, you're showing me this lady, which obviously oozes with magic. Like, she's an elf, right? She's coming from this magical world. I want to know more about her. Like, already I'm interested, not in just her, but like the world that she's coming from. Look how great it is, right? You look at the Baldur's Gate 3 editor, everything is mundane. Everything is like toned down. This is high magic shit. This is really cool. This one as well, right? And what's interesting is that they actually look kind of believable, because like when you go with realism, if you want to convince me that a woman can beat up 5 men twice her size, good luck with that, okay? Like, I'm not going to believe it. But if you're going like full fantasy level and you're showing me something like this, which is not practical, right? The moment you're saying, okay, well, it doesn't have to be practical, it just has to look cool, I'm like, okay, well, I guess like a woman beating up 5 dudes twice her size looks cool. So like, I get what you're going with. That's the mentality behind it, right? Because like, if you try to go with realism, then it doesn't make fucking sense. But if you're just going with like, alright, well, let's see what's cool and what looks good on the screen. Yeah, sure, like a sexy woman beating up 5 thugs and getting that XP, then yeah, that's really nice. That makes sense. My God, look how great the artwork used to be. You know, like, I didn't even know that, like when I created my video game, that you guys know about, I wanted to go with the anime style because I thought that Western developers literally can't draw sexy anymore. Like, unironically, I do not know any Western thing that looks sexy, unless it's a furry artist. Like, furry artists can still draw good, but they draw like their furry stuff, right? And I'm thinking, like, is there like any fictional Western female characters that actually look sexy? And they used to be. Like, look at this. This is great, you know? Like, this is not anime, but it's Western drawn and it looks good. This one looks good as well. This one looks great. I mean, they used to do this. They used to draw really great. And for some fucking reason, we don't get that anymore. Now we get vitiligo. We get, like, skin disease and shit. And 4 body types. Non-binary. That's what you get. I hope you're like that, because that's the only way you're going to get represented. Hey V, I'm a server and a nerd convention in town. All I see is pronouns in their name tags. Like I'm serving Twitter users. This week has been weird. I will tell you why that is. A lot of people don't like this culture, like infesting everything. Like you notice, like the pronoun culture, right? It's everywhere. Like, right? Like it used to be. For example, Christianity, right? Like Christianity was also like an ideology that tried to get into everything. But you had like subcultures that didn't have this level of Christianity. So for example, goth culture, heavy metal, you know, like Dungeons and Dragons, like there were places where you would go and you wouldn't hear people saying God bless all the time. Not that there's anything wrong with saying God bless, but it's like basically like a refuge, if you will. It's like here we don't talk about religion. Not with the progressive. Like with the progressive shit, it's everywhere. And I'll tell you why. If you try to start your own convention, like if you, for example, let's say, want to start something that's new, you will have them attacking you. Like you will, the furries try to do this. Like unironically, the furries didn't like the fact that their entire conventions were co-opted, and now it wasn't like we're all furries together. It was like, no, these are Nazi furs, and these are fascistic furs. And anyway, they tried to start their own convention immediately. The mainstream media attacked them. It's like, oh, these are Nazi furs. Imagine how dumb that fucking statement is, chat. Imagine how moronic you need to be to believe that a furry and a Nazi could share the same room in peaceful coexistence. Like imagine, you know, like your version of what a Nazi looked like, and now put a guy in a furry costume next to him. Do they fit in the same picture? Do they even like remotely share the same universe? But whatever. American Outlier, thank you for the $2. Hi V, I see you're in a ranting mood today, aren't we? Well, every now and then you have to rant. You know, like especially when you're interested in art. And why the fuck? Who keeps giving me messages? Just a second. Like what? Nani? Oh, all right. My wife is sending me pictures. Great. Why is she doing it now? She went to her parents' house. They live in a village. They asked me if I want to join. I was like, no, I need to be on the Archcast. It is my job. I get paid. My boss won't let me. And I'm like, all right. Was also a good excuse. I really don't like going to the countryside. I mean, I lived there when I was young. It's something that I do not enjoy in doing again. It's yeah, of course she loves me. She's my wife. I love her too. That's why I make money, so I can give to her. Yeah. But anyway, right. Welcome back, Ivy. I actually missed you. I noticed you joined when I had like the disagreement with just some guy. The Third Reich. Yes, the Third Reich. Good strategy with refunding the game is the best way to make the devs know you didn't enjoy the game. If they didn't already do LMAO. Yeah, like luckily I didn't play that much. Like I just left it there. So I don't know if it's going to be refunded or not. I issued the ticket. It is what it is. You know, like when they first released it, it was early access, and I actually liked it. Like they did. This is what pisses me off, because like the devs know that this leftist bullshit is unpalatable with the general public. Like they're aware. There is no fucking way you can tell me they're not. Like they released the game early access. Okay, fine. And they don't mention any progressive bullshit. And it's only like 2 years after people start buying the game that they're like, oh, well, actually, we're going to have like penis sliders, and we're going to make sure that you can't tinker with the faces, and if you want to play as a sexy woman, fuck you. I don't really appreciate that, right? By the way, I do have the confidence that the game isn't going to have interesting characters. Like, maybe the story of the game is great, but I will be shocked, okay, if the characters have depth to them, if the dialogue is interesting. I will be shocked. It will be a first. I can't think like many woke productions that do not have like the zoomer humor, like where they have to add a joke even if the situation is tense or anything like that. They say things that normal people won't say, like bigoted sandwiches and stuff like that, you know. But I will see. I will see. Again, like, I don't know. So I will have to wait for the reviews. I'm not going to play it. I love people. It's like, well, why don't you play it? It's like, well, so you want me to pay $70 so that the developers already take my money? Is this what you want me to do? Like, if I'm not sure if I like a product, I need to spend my money and then find out that I don't like it. It's not very smart. It's not very good advice, I would say. Once the ESG money dries up, what customers want starts to become important. Rosa's already in love with one? Oh, I see. Well, it is what it is. I will tell you this. When the ESG money dries up, these people are going to be in a rude awakening because they've destroyed their IPs. Again, not this game in particular. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 may actually still be a good game because they may still... Like, I used to love Star Wars to the point when I would see a trailer, my heart was pumping in my chest, like, going, like, really excited mode, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this. This is going to be so great. Now, I don't think, like, they can even show any type of Star Wars trailer that would get me interested. I don't think they can do it. Like, I do not have any love for that universe anymore. They completely destroyed it. And like me, there's millions. Yeah, like, literally, the magic of Disney. The magic of Disney is gone. I saw a commercial for Genshin Impact. Now, a lot of people are telling me, well, actually, Genshin Impact is bad and shit like that. I don't fucking care. The commercial had the magic of Disney. I haven't seen Oppenheimer. I'm not going to see Oppenheimer. I'm not interested in that type of movie. It's like... Why? Because everyone saw Oppenheimer. I saw Barbie, alright? I'm not that rich. I had money to see one movie. That's the way I roll. I saw one movie and it's enough. Let me see if I can find the magic of this. Oh, here we go. Right. So I made this video and a lot of people missed the point. Because I do read the comment sections, and it's like, oh, well, V, you know, like, Genshin Impact is a gacha game, and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. Listen to my words. What I am saying is that this commercial has the Disney magic in it. It's so fucking wholesome. Like, you got this anime girl, she's, like, trying to get out, right, and it's, like, magical and shit, and she almost fell off from the building, she's waving at you, she's excited, right? Notice how the West doesn't make wholesome characters anymore? Like, name me a female character which came out from any Western entertainment in the last years, and she has the character attribute of being wholesome. That's it. You know, like, she's not strong, she's not fighting 10 other men. No, she's just a wholesome individual. And you would like to be around her. I can't think of any. Video games, movies, TV shows, there's none. There's a lot in anime. Right? Anyway, she's pointing over here, goes to another screen, wakes this other chica up, and now they're both going back and they're advertising like some new event that's taking place in their game. And this is like the magic of this. This is what Disney should fucking do. This is like literally their shtick. This is what Disney made. But no, we can't have that anymore. And people still don't understand. They think I like Genshin Impact. I'm not shilling for Genshin Impact. I'm just saying that commercial is fucking 10 out of 10. Yeah, that is correct. We have corpo art. I guess this is what the West have perfected now. We got corpo art. YouTubers like Internet Historian have better ads than multi-billion-dollar corporations. It is what it is. The Disney version of this character would have come out and started screaming and yelling at the people below while giving a speech about reparations. That is absolutely true. Like, Snake Dude for Life literally summed up how this commercial would have been done by Disney. Like, first of all, the special effects would be shit. Like, they're not capable of creating this type of magic illusions anymore. You would basically have, like, this girl coming out. She would be a lot worse drawn, and she would start screaming. She would start screaming at the people at the ground, talking about what biggest they are, and talking about reparations and shit. Yeah, that's what Disney would do now. That would how the Disney magic would be. Gear 5 is trending more than any other Western TV show. I haven't seen Gear 5. What is it about? Is it good? Yeah, this made I don't think like Disney even talks about the patriarchy anymore. By the way, did you guys see my my video, my take on the Holocaust in Fortnite? Like this is so interesting because Fortnite is a game where you get to shoot people while dressed as Spider-Man. So now you're going to have like Spider-Man, the Alien, the Predator going into the Holocaust Museum, right? Now what's interesting is that the journalists are panicking really hard over this because they want to limit player interaction, right? Like, I remember just some guy, like, we're going to talk about him again, but like, he asked me a question, to name him an ideology, like, when did my ideology got applied and it didn't lead to discrimination and prejudice and whatnot? And the answer is, like, if you want that, if you want discrimination and prejudice to be removed from the world, you have to remove free will. Like, literally, this is what I noticed that is the goal of left-leaning people. They want to remove racism. Now, they don't define racism the way it used to be defined, right? So, like, in the beginning, racism was to cause violence against another person of a different race. Like, that was what racism was, right? So, like, really horrible stuff. But now, racism is literally if you don't like the Little Mermaid because she's black. That's racist. So if you want to remove, like, racism from the world, you have to remove free will. There's no other way. Like, you can't, especially when you're talking about the population of 200 million people, and you want to remove racism. So, like, not a single person out of those 200 million people should experience racism. That's impossible. You can't do it. The only way to do it is to enslave people, like, make them unable to think like racist thoughts, like use, I don't know, like, some magnets to modify their brainwave or some other sci-fi shit. Can you wave in the museum? No, I don't think you can wave in the museum. I think like they turn off every single possible emoticon and interaction. But I do think, like, you can actually go as Spider-Man. So, like, if you have, like, a costume for your character, because this is Fortnite we're talking about, then you can go like that. Apparently, they have, like, interactables in the museum. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, are you actually serious? So, in Fortnite, there's now the Holocaust Museum, and it's got interactables. What type of interactables? They didn't elaborate. But I'm incredibly curious now. I genuinely want to know. Ammonia Bay wants me to notice them in the live. You are noticed. What is it with people and being noticed? If you send me a super chat, I will notice you. That's literally how it works. I don't want to DSP this shit and beg for money, but, like, listen. It's how you support the channel. It's how you keep helping me do what I do. Right? So if you want to be noticed, there are two ways. Either you hope that I will notice you naturally, or you throw in a super chat. If you just want to DM me on Discord, it's going to upset me. The only time you should DM me on Discord is if it's something important. Like you found a news article that you want me to talk about. Imagine taking your kids to a playground and there's just a George Floyd museum on the playground. Not across the street, but in the playground. Yeah, like literally, But not only that, like they know that the people are going to react in interesting ways. Like, for example, during the BLM riots, they had also an event in Fortnite. Now, you're talking about 9 years old. Like, 9 years old don't know what reparations are, why representation is important, any of that shit, right? And you're talking with your Marxist ideologues, and you're trying to discuss academic things with the 9-year-old. They're going to throw tomatoes at the big screen. And the journalists were shocked, you know, like the same way that I was shocked when I saw the police station burning and CNN reporting on it saying fiery but mostly peaceful protest. Literally, that shock existed in the journalists when the 9-year-olds were throwing tomatoes at screen, because it's like, well, how can we get them fired? Like, what can we do to fire them? They don't have jobs. They're 9-year-olds. I noticed you, Fluttercats. Thank you, Zedif, for the One Romanian TV live stream memberships. What are those, by the way? I still see people giving them, but I literally don't know what they do. In Imagine the George Floyd Museum interactables. Like, this is what I want to know. What exactly do they mean that the game has interactables? Right? Like what can you do in the Auschwitz Museum as an interactable? It gives the silly little star next to your name? I don't think so. You can do exclusive content for your members. Oh, I see. That's great. I probably won't do it though. It is a disturbing question, but like I'm not the one bringing it. Like they came out and they said, yeah, so like the Fortnite Museum is going to have interactables. And I'm like, what? Like what are you going to do there? Like, you already had the controversy with Call of Duty with press F to pay respects. And most people didn't appreciate that. So like, what are you going to do in this museum as an interact? Because I can't think of anything. Like, literally, maybe like in the beginning, you can press F to buy a ticket. Like, maybe that, and maybe you have like another place, like press F to show the ticket. But that's it, you know? Like, I can't think of anything else that would be palatable for what you're trying to accomplish. Hello, Luxan. The progressive playbook tells them to target kids. Fortunately, the kids have started to bully them finally. Yeah, I saw articles about that. But like, here's the thing, right? A lot of people keep saying, well, it's so good that leftists don't have kids because that they won't pass their ideology, right? No, they'll just pass it on to your kids. That's how it works, right? So like, them not having kids means they have a lot more time to lecture other children about their ideology. And not to mention, you know, like not having kids, especially for a teenager, can seem very desirable. Like, you obviously have more money, you have more free time, right? It's a very selfish lifestyle, so they have more time to lecture other children on how to behave. Your character gets a number on their arm. Your character unlocks a new skin that's just strip pajamas. Yeah, but like if you do that, the journalists will freak out. I don't know. It is what it is. Oh, and by the way, like the way they justify it is that they already have the MLK Museum and they're using that as an excuse. And I'm like, motherfucker, the MLK Museum in Fortnite is also tasteless. Like, it's a video game where people shoot each other. It's a battle royale game. Why are you putting the MLK Museum in a place where people are shooting at each other? Do you not see a problem with this? Do you know? Okay. You know, but like, my point is, it's not a good argument. Not very strong. What does your government say about porn games? It doesn't care. I think like there are like speaking of, there was an artist very famous in China. He was making art of Genshin Impact. He got arrested. And many of the people on Twitter are cheering. Like, they literally want this artist in prison. He didn't get... But what's interesting is, like, they don't even read the news. He didn't get arrested because he was drawing nudes. He got arrested because he was getting Patreon money and wasn't sharing it with the government. So basically, the main charge was tax evasion, and a secondary charge of drawing porn was labeled on it. I think like in China, you're not allowed to do it, right? So it's really stupid in my opinion. I don't think like a person should be in prison because they take a pencil and a paper and you can commit a crime just by doodling something. Just do a librarian with some guy. You both can have a proper discussion and we don't have to hear about it again. I don't think he wants to. Honestly, I don't want to either. No one wants to. It is what it is. I think like this is it. There's no more video responses. Yeah, you can't draw porn in China, as far as I know. Like, you're not allowed to draw hentai. Every time someone in China is annoying the government, they get busted for tax stuff. Yeah, but like, I don't think like this guy was like political or anything. This guy was just like an artist that was famous. I don't think like he had political takes. It's just that he wasn't paying his taxes, which is kind of dumb, you know? Like, if you make $4,000, this is my take. If you make $4K, you should leave that country. Like, just go somewhere else. You can live well with $4K. So if your skill is making money on the internet. Like, you don't even need to go to the office in order to work, right? So you got like a really good skill, you're a really nice artist. Just go work somewhere else. Just live somewhere else. Why would you continue doing what you're doing in a country where it's illegal? Especially when almost everywhere around the world it's legal. Gay prawns are frowned upon from the China communists. I don't think like the problem was with his art being LGBT. I don't even know why he was drawing. I know he was drawing Genshin Impact, but yeah, he got arrested. So it is what it is. He should have left, honestly. Like, if I was in a country where I'm making something that's illegal and you make $4,000 a month, but like in everywhere in other places in the world it's legal, then go to the country where it's legal. Why would you still stay in the country where it's illegal? The artist did not draw nudes, he made animations. Oh, I see. But the same idea, you know, like he was animating nudes, right? What if they didn't allow him to migrate? I think they allow you to migrate. I like China doesn't have like closed borders. I mean, it's possible that in his particular case he may have done something that wouldn't allow him to migrate, but I don't think so. Yeah, like China isn't like the Soviet Union where the borders were closed and you couldn't migrate. But yeah, no, like $4,000 a month, I think you can have a decent lifestyle in the United States as well. Granted, you're probably not going to live in California, but like, why would you want to? You go into a rural area in the United States with $4,000, that's a great lifestyle. His animations were pretty good. I mean, they have to be if he was making $4,000 on Patreon. It's a lot of money. I don't even think he drew lollies. Like you're not allowed to do that on Patreon, right? So like you're not like if you have they stalk you. They stalk you outside the platform. So if you have like an animation of lolly or something, and you have a Patreon, they can shut down your Patreon. So no, I don't think it's even that. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Like I genuinely do not know what the guy was doing. All I know is that I saw the news article. I want to make guns, but the only country it's legal is in the United States. Yeah, it's kind of like that, you know? Like, imagine I'm in Romania, and I like making guns, right? Like, it's my hobby. I love building weapons. And I managed to make, like, $4,000 by doing this. Why wouldn't I just go to the United States, then? Like, if you have the money, just go to the US, because in Romania it's illegal, but in the US it's legal. Look up the China show, run by people who lived in China. Living on USA, rural area, drawing nudes for living sounds great. Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Like, you don't need to show up to an office. You don't need to actually do anything. All you gotta do is have an internet connection. Like, honestly, being an artist so far is such an amazing skill to have. You can pretty... Am I getting messages on my phone? If you're an artist, you can make money from anywhere. It's kind of like with my job as well. Like, I can make YouTube videos from everywhere, but like being an artist, you can also like go to an actual office, like find a AAA company or a comic book company or something like that. You draw for them, and then you draw for your commissions. It's a really great life. Honestly, like if I had a kid, I would definitely make sure that they know how to draw. Just don't make them draw any of the Western Cal Arts bullshit. I have a non-functional gun since they are illegal on Chile. US immigration is difficult without going illegally. Yeah, but like, I think if you make over a certain amount of cash, like if you make $4,000 a month, I think they will let you go in. Of course, you know, you don't have to go to the US. I mean, you can go to Europe. Hell, you can even go to Taiwan. I wouldn't go to Taiwan, though, due to the, let's say, tense situation that they are having right now. But you can go to South Korea. I mean, there's many places where you can go. If you are an artist and you move to California, you will inevitably lose your artistic touch. Yeah, but I didn't say you should go. I don't think you can even afford to go to California. Like, the rent over there is astonishing. Alright, the game developer just gave me the prototype of the game to mess around with. I am very excited. In the meantime, let's talk about what the title is, which is about Minecraft. And what I find interesting in Minecraft. The right, when they find something they don't like, they try to ban it, right? So, like, I see so many right-wing people going like, oh my god, children are spending way too much time in Minecraft. Oh, it's harmful for our kids. Blah, 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 blah. However... Oh, one more second. Before we go to that. There is an article on IGN, right? And I can't show it on YouTube, but it basically shows, like, Baldur's Gate 3 full nudity is giving players a shock. And it shows, like, this elvish woman, fully naked, and this live streamer, this Twitch live streamer is going, like, eyeballs. Imagine if it's a Japanese game with anime graphics doing this. They'd be banned from all platforms. That's the double fucking standards. West good, Japan bad. You can actually have, like I have seen people, I'm not risking it with my channel, but I have seen people showing the naked Baldur's Gate 3 characters, both on Twitch and on YouTube, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You do that with an anime game, it gets banned in less than 10 minutes. The Last of Us 2, perfect example, right? The Last of Us 2 on PlayStation has one of the most disgusting sex scenes that I have ever seen in any video game ever made. That sex scene, it is done specifically to be disgusting. And yet, it is on PlayStation. Now, if you have an anime game with a little bit of booba, oh, that gets censored. Okay, now, let's talk about Minecraft. So, as I said before, people on the right, they were freaking out that children are spending way too much time in Minecraft. And, you know, it's not a good game because it's addictive. Like how are kids supposed to learn? You should go play outside, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Meanwhile, what the left does is they co-opted, right? So, like, Minecraft, as far as I know, was done by one guy. And the left immediately bought it. And I think, like, they're even trying to erase that guy from the credits. Is his name Notch or something like that? He's a wealthy right-winger. The Saint, thank you for the $10. I haven't been to Romania since I first arrived in England 4 years ago and plan to visit soon. I love Bucharest and Brasov. Is there anywhere else I should see when I revisit? Romania doesn't really have that many tourist attractions, especially due to the geography. But Sibiu is really nice. Cluj is nice. Iași is nice. There are some nice places. If you go to the Carpathian Mountains, but you need a car, right? There's no tourism. Yeah, so Notch is the creator, right? And I think like they actually tried to erase him from the credits. So anyway, Minecraft apparently had the EULA changes, right? So this is why the left has complete dominion over entertainment, because they don't ban stuff. They first try to subvert them. They try to buy out stuff. And if that doesn't work, then they try to censor it. But in the beginning, they try to buy. So, like, the new Minecraft, they have EULA changes. Let's see. Servers with player queues, such as 2B2T, are now banned. Any server, piece of online content, such as video or other, may be taken down for any reason whatsoever. Using Minecraft in the title as a significant part of the creative work, such as a YouTube video, may be banned. Servers, this is what their EULA is saying. I don't know if they're actually going to ban people who use Minecraft on YouTube. But their EULA definitely says that they may. Servers with any content not suitable for 10-year-olds are now prohibited. Again, like, this wasn't the case. Like, the game is over a decade old. Like for all this time, this wasn't an issue. Right? Like if someone made like a giant penis as a joke, and it's like, oh, this is my penis now. Now the big corporation will not allow you. What a fucking joke. They also proceed to state that they are now allowed to change the guidelines, and it's your responsibility to check them. This is illegal under EU law, by the way. Right? So basically they're saying that they can, like, they have guidelines and they can change it at any time, and you gotta, like, every single day you wake up, you gotta check the guidelines to see if they didn't change anything. All servers need to add not an official Minecraft product and a terms of service clause upon joining for the first time. In-person Minecraft events cannot be marketed using Minecraft assets such as logos or fonts. Fictional story writers are not allowed to include Minecraft brands or assets or fonts of images. I just want to point out, like, just what major assholes they are. This is Microsoft. Like what insufferable twats. They purchased a product made by another person, and while what they're doing is absolutely legal, and of course they can, but the very fact that they are, like, look how disgusting the corporate world is. Look how disgusting the corporate environment. Completely like, no, you're not allowed to be creative. You're not allowed to play the game any way you want. You will play it how we want to, and we are going to maximize our profits by milking you of every single dollar. In-person Minecraft events like LAN parties are no longer allowed to engage in sponsorship if said event is to make money. And of course, this is subject to change. Which means how much criticism we will receive for these decisions, and judging by the close to zero coverage on the subject, odds are they're going to stay. Probably because, like, most people don't give a shit about Minecraft anymore. I mean, it's a really old game. I don't know how many people are playing it, but most likely it has run its course. But still, it's so fucking disgusting, isn't it? I wonder, like, how much of what Blizzard is doing has to do with Microsoft and not Activision anymore. Yeah, it's ridiculous the amount of control they're having. I mean, even the chat, from what I understand, is now curated. Like, it used to be a time where you could go and type whatever the fuck you want. I mean, it's Minecraft, who gives a shit, right? But no, like, even the chat from video games are now being curated. I did see the latest Project L footage, yes. I do like, who did that? They added Hanzo? I don't know the name of the guy with the sword. I don't think it's Hanzo. Yasuo. Oh. Yasuo. Yeah, they're going to kill the fan project, of course. It is still one of the most well-sold games in the world. See, I didn't know that. Thank you for educating me. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be one of the most sold games for long, if they keep this up. It's not even the fascismus. It's the fact that they're doing literally what Dragon Age was, what Dungeons and Dragons was trying to do, right? So, like, Dungeons and Dragons gets upset that other people are taking their IP and making their own stuff. Like, initially, their code of conduct allowed free use. So, like, this is why Pathfinder exists and many other games. Because they took parts of Dungeons and Dragons and it's like, okay, well, let's create our Pathfinder thing. And then they come along and they say, well, no, actually, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Now, the thing is, like, people would play Pathfinder, they would like it, and they would be like, okay, well, let's try Dungeons and Dragons too. So it's basically like cross-promotion. You know, like, someone would get into Dungeons and Dragons, or then they would go into Pathfinder, or vice versa. And it's the same with Minecraft. Like, Minecraft has a lot of fan service. Minecraft has a lot of fan servers, and they're not going to exist anymore. At least they shouldn't with these terms of service. Because it's like the sword of Damocles, you know? Like, you don't know. Is the company going to ban us, or are they going to allow us to exist? Keep in mind, most people who play Minecraft are like 12, so they're not going to care about these things. Are they, though? Like, are they, like... Because I think, like, they aged a little bit. Like, how old is Minecraft? Like, assuming you were 12 when it came out. How old are you now? I mean, Pipkin Pippa plays Minecraft. I don't think she's 12. Is she? I know that it's kind of difficult to tell due to her character and behavior, but I think like she's older than 12. Average age of Minecraft, 24. Yeah, I don't think it's kids anymore, man. I think it used to be, but they grew up. Minecraft fan service is universally flat. Game fans need to support independent games. Yeah, but like this is what happens. Like Minecraft was literally an independent game. This is the issue, right? Like if you're Notch and you're making Minecraft and you're getting a deal from Microsoft for like $100 million to sell it, why wouldn't you? Like I'm not faulting Notch for selling the fucking game. And you get to see the same thing with Skullgirls, right? Like Skullgirls was actually funded by the community. And despite the fact that the community founded it and they managed to make a successful game, it was then bought out, and the new developers are progressive as fuck. They even have furries that work there, so. Which I generally like, do not understand. Like one day maybe it will make sense to me. Why are furries so censorious? Like it's so fucking bizarre. Like some of the most anti-porn people that I see on Twitter. And when I say anti-porn, I mean like people who are against cisgender heteronormative pornography, right? Like and not even that, like lewdness in general. So like if you like an elvish lady with big tits, there's a furry that can't sleep at night because of it. At least that's the impression that I'm getting. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. Like, and I'm not saying all the furries or even most of the furries, but I'm saying that some of the most vocal people are furries, and I don't understand. Like, why is that? Like, you know, if you are playing something that if you're enjoying something that most people find it bizarre, right? Why are you attacking other people for enjoying their stuff? Like, you don't really have a moral high ground, is what I'm trying to say. You know, like, in order to shame someone, you need to at least appear spotless. Imagine, like, if a judge, which used to be like a criminal or a rapist or something like that, you know, became a judge and then was judging other people. Like, it would look bad, wouldn't it? Not a good look, as they say. They get roasted about their hobby, so they want to silence dissent. Yeah, but like, it's not even like glass windows now. Like you're basically throwing boomerangs at people. You're throwing boomerangs as hard as you can, and you can't even catch them as they hit you in the face. Like, if you're a furry and you're against rudeness on the internet, again, you're throwing like the world's biggest boomerang, and it's going to come back at you. This is why I love Soul Calibur 6, is you can dress up the main cast and even create your own characters. You can even loot the lollies. Yeah, Soul Calibur 6 does have interesting characters. Unfortunately, I don't really prefer it because it's 3D. I don't like 3D fighting games. I prefer the 2D fighting games. Blizzard did it with their TOS because of all the money they didn't make from Dota 2. That is another problem, you know? Like, there were so many people that purchased Warcraft 3 because of Dota. And then, you know, like, Blizzard, instead of, like... And I think, actually, no, like, the creator of Dota, I remember it. The creator of Dota actually did talk with Blizzard for a deal, and Blizzard didn't want to. Right? So, like, Blizzard could have made Dota 2 before Valve. But they didn't, like, they didn't think it's successful. I don't know why. But they could have done it. So, like, what ends up happening is League of Legends makes their stuff. Valve makes Dota 2. And then Blizzard goes like, okay, well, we can create Heroes of the Storm. But Heroes of the Storm was so sanitized that no one found it fun. So, you don't have personal leveling in that game. You don't have any items. You can't even talk to the enemy team because they don't want you to be toxic. And it ended up as a game that a lot of people didn't enjoy. Which is kind of bizarre. Like it's Blizzard. Not only that, but like when the heroes died, like when the champion died, it wasn't even satisfactory. You know, like you didn't get to see a death animation. It was like a broken glass and the character would just disappear. So like they removed the violence from the game. They removed the competitive aspect. You can't level as individual. You can only level as a team. I guess I do like, yeah, Yeah, I do like one of the aspects that you had like the talents and you could spec the character in different ways. So like you could have a character that you could spec as a tank or you could spec as a DPS. I love that. That was like a great, really great addition. I like that some maps had like different objective than others. That was also cool. And I did like that the game focused more on combat. But other than that, it was like so uncompetitive, let's put it like that. Like really, they cared about removing toxicity from that game until they ruined the fucking game. Yeah, like, you know, a lot of people complain about the toxicity in League of Legends. But it turns out that that toxicity is actually keeping people engaged. Because you're receiving toxicity, but you're giving toxicity. And it's this, like, outrage that sells. I noticed that outrage sells. Like, a lot of people, they go into League of Legends and they start flaming other people. That is part of the experience. That is what they enjoy. And yeah, you know, like, calling someone a dumbass every now and then is actually fun. Companies trying to remove this, they're actually removing the fun from the game. And we saw this with Blizzard. They also did, yeah, it's the back and forth that you're getting. Yeah, literally. They did this with Hearthstone as well. Like so before Hearthstone, there were another playing card games, and you could flame your opponent. Like, it was something that you could do. You could just, you know, press enter and call your opponent a poopy head, and it was cathartic. Your opponent would call you a motherfucker in return. But what's interesting is that most of the time people were just discussing strategy. Like, they were discussing their cards, they were discussing their deck. Hearthstone just bans that. Like, you can't talk with your opponent at all. And it feels like, am I even playing against a human opponent? Like, what if I'm being lied to and I'm playing against the AI? You literally wouldn't be able to tell. Battlefield and Call of Duty conversations, so many good memories. I know. It's kind of a shame that the new generation is never going to experience those memories, though. They banned emotes from Hearthstone? They banned emotes from Hearthstone? Man, like, that was one of the only reasons why you would want to get another hero. It's like, you get another hero portrait in order to get more emotes. Oh my god, I can't believe the fact that... So they banned emotes from Hearthstone. You can't talk. You can't do the emotes. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. It's so fucking bizarre. The emote spam was pretty obnoxious. Yes, but you could mute it. Like, this is what I don't understand. Do these people not know there's a mute button? Like, you could literally just mute the opponent. And I don't even think you could do emote spam because after like 2 or 3 spams, they wouldn't allow you to make another emote for a couple of minutes. Oh god, I just... I don't know, man. It's like... Sometimes a little bit of toxicity is good. Is what I'm saying. I tried Hearthstone once, but I left as soon as I encountered someone. I never even had the chance to beat. I'm not spending money just to have a chance. Well, yeah, but like, this is the nature of trading card games, right? Like, the part of the game is actually building your own deck, and a lot of it is random. So, even if you actually buy the best decks, sometimes they get beaten by other decks which you don't have a chance against. Other times, you don't get the cards that you want. So, yeah, like, if you don't like that aspect, you just don't like trading card games. And I understand where it's coming from. I definitely do. You know, it's not fun to play against someone you don't have a chance to beat. Huge props to Riot Games for keeping the bait thing. There was Minecraft. What are you talking about? We already finished talking about Minecraft. Yeah, the meta comes... I do think, like, the internet has really trading card games. Like, trading card games were really fun when you would buy booster packs and then you'd have, like, 200 cards or whatever, and you had to create your deck with the cards that you had. But now with the internet, like, you know the meta, you know, like, which cards are the best, you know which decks to build, and if you don't build the meta, then other people who do build the meta are just going to ruffle stomp you. So the only thing you can do is to just, like, go on the internet, see what decks there are, see if you have money to buy them, and that's it. And if you want a card, you don't buy booster packs. I generally like do not know who buys booster packs anymore because like people just go online and they trade for the card. So you go with eBay or whatever. Like there's even websites that have this, and you can just get the card you want in exchange for cash. Yeah, people already research new decks and they have an unlimited resource to deck build. It's like if you're facing against someone with a job, like if you're a teenager and you're facing someone that actually has a job and they have Magic the Gathering as a hobby, you don't stand a chance. Because that person, you know, can just burn like $500 whenever a new patch comes out. Whenever a new deck comes out, so they put like $500 in it. They're just going to have like a really strong deck. It's all about DLC. I'm in deck building. Yeah, I see. What are some fun card games these days? Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. There aren't any. And it's because of the internet. What you like to play V would be draft or sealed formats. That is true. Yes, like draft or sealed formats would still be fun. Deck builder roguelike can be fun. There are, well, actually, there are a couple of card games that are cooperative. So I think like Lord of the Rings was like that. You don't actually fight against the opponent. You're joining forces with the opponent in order to fight against the game. And that can be fun. I like the Digimon trading card game and the Dragon Ball Super one. By the way, like the old World of Warcraft card game, like it had some very sexy night elves, some very sexy mamacitas. Anyway, right, I need to go and get ready for the Archcast, which is starting in an hour, so I'll end this a little bit earlier. Thank you for the super chats, and hopefully you guys had fun, and I'll see you on the Archcast.